Okay, welcome everyone. It's Grandma Mo here. Appreciate it if you can hit that subscribe button for me. We're covering as many women, top 25 women's basketball as I can find to review. Anyway, been wanting to get to this one. I started watching it earlier, and I was finally able to finish watching the game. We had number 17, one of them 16, ranked 16, the other one 17. Um, Tennessee was ranked 17th and Louisville 16th. Louisville has since moved up to 13th. They ended up getting the win over Tennessee, 89-65. And watching this game, I got the strong feeling of watching like street ball in New York City. It was just crazy back and forth, no real structure, no real offenses being run, a lot of fast break stuff, a lot of missed shots. Um, the first quarter was like, I was like, what is going on here? Anyway, a lot of turnovers. The the thing I noticed that probably won the game for Louisville, they hit more shots. I haven't looked at the shooting percentage yet, but just watching the game, they seemed to hit more shots. But the biggest thing was they out hustled them. Any loose ball, Louisville was all over. They were crashing the boards. And, this is my second time seeing Tennessee, and I watched them against Stanford, and they barely beat Stanford. And Stanford had 30 turnovers. So Tennessee seems to create turnovers, but I don't see like a real structure to their offense. The guard brings it up, and then sometimes they'll have two people at each elbow of the foul line, and if they do pass it, that one person just drives. There were very few times that I saw Tennessee pass the ball more than once. Either the person dribbling the ball would just go to the basket, and I could see they're like using their athleticism, and they're definitely tall and athletic, but they're not great shooters, and they don't hold on to the ball really well. There was a lot of balls just getting taken right out of somebody's hands, and that was true for Louisville too. There was a lot of that, a lot of throwing the pass to nobody, because they were getting trapped, and that's defensive pressure that happens. But this game, there was a lot of that. Louisville seemed to come out of the street ball thing sooner than Tennessee did. And that's what got them the lead. It was like in the third quarter, because the game was tied like 48-48, and then Tennessee just started. They couldn't make a shot, and then they were throwing the ball away, or they were just getting it taken right out of their hands, or they were out hustled for the ball. And Louisville would work the ball, run their offense, and make the shots. And so that's how you get the result you have. So Louisville's now 12-1. Oh no, 12-3, and Tennessee is 7-3. It's weird that they played. That's 5 more games Louisville has played versus Tennessee. Tennessee ended up playing Southern Indiana the day after this game, so they've gotten one more. So it's quarterly scoring 17-17. Louisville went ahead in the second, 24-19. Then they outscored them the rest of the game, 22-16 in the third, and then 26-13 in the fourth, which they just kept building the lead, and Tennessee just didn't have an answer. They had no structure. It was they had 3 players in double figures. Tennessee did. Spearman, she hit a couple 3-point shots. She had 18 points and 12 rebounds. And then you had Barker had 7 points and 7 rebounds. Cooper, she ended up getting 4 fouls early in the fourth, so she had to come out for a bit there. 14 points for her. And then Paldo had 10 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And then you had a couple people with a hoop or two with the rest of the roster. But just not enough team play. Not enough team play. So looking at the overall shooting field goal percentage, like I thought, Louisville shot a lot better. They were 49%. Tennessee was only 34. And then three-pointers, Louisville 36.8%, and Tennessee was only 24%. Free throws, they didn't really matter that much. Louisville shot 61%. Tennessee was 43. Rebounds, this is where Louisville out-hustled them. Louisville out-rebounded them 56-35. And Tennessee's tall. They should have been able to, but, it's just this kind of run-and-gun stuff. And no follow, no... Like, what I saw a lot is that one person from Tennessee would drive to the ball, and then you'd get a couple people sometimes crashing the boards. But a lot of times it was just, that there was no kind of rotating the offense. There was no passing, other than maybe once. It was rare that they made two passes on an offensive set. And I don't know. That's what I saw. Anyway, Louisville actually had more turnovers. Early in the game, they were just getting the ball taken right out of their hands. And, Tennessee was throwing the ball away more than losing it out of their hands. But just taking care of the ball, both of these teams need to do a much better job at, as the season goes on. Tennessee had 16 turnovers. Louisville had 12 steals. Tennessee had 9. Blocks, Tennessee had 4 blocks, Louisville had 2. But Louisville had 20 assists and Tennessee 12. And those were like one pass assists. There was no rotating the ball at all. Points in the paint, 52-36, Louisville. So that covers that. And then this is the first time I've seen Louisville play. Second time for Tennessee. Let's see here. Roberts was very good. She had 18 points. And then Barry, their guard, very, very nice. I was impressed with her and Raina Scott. Those three, very, very nice players for Louisville. Scott had 12 points. Barry had 15 points, 13 rebounds. She was all over the place. She was crashing the boards and everything. But very, very nice. Jones had 10 points. Scott had 12. Roberts had, she was actually the leading scorer. She had 18 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Those three, Roberts, Barry, and Scott, very, very impressive for Louisville and their guards. And then you had Randolph with 11 points. She had 8 rebounds. Ziegler had 10 points, 8 rebounds. They had a lot of people in double figures. There was 6 people in double figures. And then Istanbuloglu, I think that's how they were pronouncing on the TV. She had 9 points and 14 rebounds. She was hustling. She was down low dealing with all the Tennessee tall players. And, she didn't score that much, but, boy, she was in on a lot of plays. Hustling all over the place. Let's see here. And then Hardy had 4 points. Randolph, 11 points, 8 rebounds. That was pretty much it. But, both these teams have some... they need to do some serious ball handling drills to strengthen their passing and their just holding on to the ball. They didn't do a good job of that. I mean, maybe it was a one-off. Maybe it doesn't happen all that much because I haven't seen these teams play that much. But just carelessness with the ball. More for Louisville, it was more early in the game. But Tennessee, with the whole game, just no offensive structure, street ball, and they got out-hustled. But they were good on defense, though. I mean, they caused Louisville to turn the ball over. But then they couldn't capitalize on that. They had said at one point in the thing that half of Louisville's points had come from turnovers that they forced Tennessee on. Like 19 of their points was from turnovers. It was back when it was around the 48-48 mark. But anyway, Louisville improved in the second half, and Tennessee just did not. So. Anyway, we'll see how each of these two teams fare. as the season goes on. I liked what I saw from Louisville. Tennessee definitely has athletes, but they've got to get some sort of, and then they do the 5 people in and 5 people out so that, they can run a lot, which is what they want to do, but there's no control. There's no ball control. There's no offensive structure. And you can only do that run and gun stuff if you're hitting your shots, and Tennessee just did not hit their shots. So, anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll see you next time.